This time on Roadkill, we're buying a 73 Hornet off Craigslist, and we're going rally racing until they throw us out. Yeah!
This all started when we had an opportunity to do something that I've wanted to do for, no exaggeration, 20 years, which is a rally cross, which is like an autocross, but in dirt. And so I went on Facebook and I told the fans, hey, we want to go rally cross racing, what will you sell us? And so we came up with this 73 AMC Hornet. And it's run in the Mint 400, the Nora 1000 3 times, and it even has off-road legacy dating way back into the early 70s. It was like a dream come true to be able to get a car that's fully caged front to back. It's got dual King shocks on every corner. It's got a Ford 9-inch in the back. It's got a Dugan's built 360 AMC under the hood, a 727 Mopar automatic transmission, and it's going to be a lot of fun if we can actually get it going. It's been sitting here, I think, since 2012. It's actually street legal. And look at the license plate, Nora 1000. That's pretty cool.
Oh, we have a spare tire. This is too nice for us.
Trans cooler, oil cooler.
The shocks cost more than my first car.
Oh yeah, look at that. This thing is fully caged up.
And the welds are just crappy enough to be Roadkill all right. It has 4 shocks up front. That means we can jump it 4 times higher than a stock car.
Oh, look at the aluminum radiator.
Dude, radiator's full.
Wow. Oil's black but full.
As it should be.
Yeah. Trans fluid, ooh, it's way over full. So we need to fire it up to find out what the truth is there. Okay, cranking and watching for oil pressure.
Did you get oil pressure?
It had a little bit, yeah. It started moving the needle up.
All we need is fuel.
Yep.
Let's go to a gas station.
Yep.
Nice.
This is too easy so far. Something's going to go catastrophically wrong.
We'll get gas, and we'll fire it up, find all the leaks, and end up replacing every hose in the vehicle.
Yep.
Okay.
You want to splash some in? That was an accident.
It works.
I guess that's the horn button.
Holy cow.
I'm gonna flip a couple switches and see if I hear a fuel pump, okay?
Okay.
Oh, there we go, listen.
I hear it.
Nice.
We have fuel now.
All right.
Do it again.
Firing it up.
Sounds good. Can it be that easy?
60 pounds of oil pressure.
A massive leak. All right, it's either the ATF or the brakes, one or the other. This looks like a brake line though.
It doesn't feel like there's a massive hole on a brake line.
See, look right down here. This is a brake line. And it may just be loose.
It's a brake line with transmission fluid on it? Or is that brake fluid?
Nah, it's clear. It's not pink. You clean it and then we'll... Much too big.
That fuel line leaks pretty bad right there. Yeah, I think this AM line is done. Oh yeah, fully. It's leaking out the AM line. It's probably gonna do that in the entire car. The problem is that the California gas has a whole lot of alcohol in it and it ends up just eating through the rubber AN line. The rubber's inside this braided steel. Yep, we're gonna have to deal with that.
I'm about to pull the seat out of the car because not only is the bulk of the wildlife that wants to harm me under this seat, but so is a transmission core line that is leaking everywhere. Not for steel. Challenge accepted. This is brake line. We're turning this into transmission line. This is Dave's idea. It's brilliant.
This is what's called removing really good, safe AM line and installing rubber line with sketchy connections.
good.
Well, we're actually gonna like put this on the ground, fire it up, and try and drive it, aren't we?
Damn right.
The tires we got for this are a Cooper STT Pro, which is like their awesome mud tire. And we got 31 by 1050 15s all the way around. The wheels on the back are 15 by 8s and the fronts are 7s. It's gonna look tough. Before I put the tire on, I should show you all the suspension stuff this thing has going on. Up front, this is basically the same suspension concept as a stock AMC. It's a stock upper control arm. They did put the springs on top of the upper control arm on these things. It's all beefed up here. They've welded a bunch of reinforcement into both control arms. There's a big strut rod here with a giant Heim joint to keep it from deflecting. The control arm's modified with a thread-in ball joint to take a Mopar type joint. And it has a Dodge van spindle and brakes on it. And of course, the beef here for the massive remote reservoir king shocks. So kind of stock, but heavily beefed.
And now we can drive it and find out what's wrong with it.
Yup.
Look at all of the switches I can play with.
Yeah, a lot to do.
Beep, 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 beep.
It needs trans fluid.
Do we have any? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Don't kill it. Don't kill it.
Yeah, that's gonna kill it. Yeah. Look at it smoking. All right, that was a good test drive.
How far did we get? The trans fluid reads all the way up the dipstick. I mean, dude, it's up to here.
That's because it all runs down from the cooler.
All right.
So let me fire it up and. Nothing?
Says it's full. Whoa!
What?
Well, when you shut it off, it pukes all of it up the tube and onto the exhaust.
Okay. That's got to be what the sound is that I hear in here.
Yeah. Oh, man. That may catch on fire.
Yeah.
Let me get some brake clean. Clean fluid everywhere. Just pukes out.
It comes out.
Yeah. Yeah, I just dumped a buttload of it all over the place.
Really?
Yeah.
This is weird.
That's gotta mean it's like full.
Well, but it doesn't move.
Yeah.
I think it's not pumping it through the system. Hear that? The issue we're having here is that basically the car won't move. It acts like it has no trans fluid in it, but it's overflowing out of the tube. So it's something to do with the trans cooler being mounted up here on the roll cage where it's got an air bubble trapped in it and the transmission's not pumping it through. At least that's our guess.
Yeah, there's still nothing up here.
Really?
The cooler might be plugged.
Might be. We pulled one line off of the cooler thinking maybe there's a big air bubble in it, and we're gonna find out which one of these hoses squirts. Either that's gonna squirt on the ground or it's gonna squirt out of the cooler when I fire it up, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Where'd it come from?
This one that we stuck through the shock tower.
Okay, so that's the pressure side.
Yep.
So I would hook that up to the cooler, disconnect the other one, and see if we can blow through the cooler. Eliminate the air bubble.
Nothing.
So it's plugged?
It would be great if we had a Union -6 to hook these two hoses together and see if the car finally started moving.
Exactly, just see if it'll drive.
But we don't.
We don't.
No.
Oh, yeah, we do. That length of 3/8 tubing, we can make that happen.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
So what we're doing now is just completely bypassing the cooler, which may or may not be plugged, to find out if this will even run. You trust it?
Yeah. Give it a shot.
Okay, giving it a shot.
If it doesn't work, my face will know. That doesn't seem right. Too pull it back in the shade, we'll put some more fluid in it.
Yep.
Well, we're once again setting records here on Roadkill. Trying to test drive the car for the first time, doesn't want to move. Every time you pull the dipstick out to check the transmission fluid, if you turn the engine off or put it in park, it just launches fluid out of the dipstick tube all over the exhaust, which is very safe. So right now we're struggling to find out, do we have enough fluid in there? And if we don't, we need to put more in.
Oh, that's way better. Way better. Oh, yeah.
It was just low.
Okay, you want to hop in and go drive it?
Yeah. Let me remind you of where we're at, like in terms of the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
Race is in a couple of days. We have bypassed the transmission cooler completely, which is a no-no in a stock vehicle.
Oh, we're going to put it back.
This vehicle has a skid plate completely encasing not just the transmission, but the exhaust system.
Uh-huh.
And there's smoke coming out of the hood.
Oh, this is way better. All right, we're good.
I love the car again.
Yeah, we've got this. All right.
Why not? We have a skid plate.
Want to hit the street?
Yes.
Okay. Pumpy. This is so cool. Oh, it's sketchy.
Does it drive straight?
No.
I love it.
Oh, look. Yeah, how's that? All right. Not too bad. What do you think?
It rides slightly better than the lowrider we took to Vegas. I need to not talk when you do that. I just ate a bunch of dirt.
Okay. I think we're good to go.
She's rally ready?
Yeah.
All right. My spine might be protesting right now. We're invincible.
After a quick checkout run, we reconnected the trans cooler and then hit the road in some brutal heat. We were going to go out to the desert to the lava pit, the same one where Dulcich and I got into a gnarly windstorm in an episode of Roadkill Garage.
Oh, man! Oh! Sandstorm! How are we gonna get out of this? I don't know. Rocks! Rocks!
Now it's getting warm in here.
Give me a spray like right about here.
All right. In the face.
Ah, there you go. That's pretty good.
Right here.
Yeah.
It's coming back at us.
Yeah, it's like not so much here than here.
We need to take the hatch off.
Probably. That might help the transmission temperature too with where that cooler's located.
Okay, I'm ready. How about we stop and dag it?
Ah, perfection.
Shade.
We're rolling down the highway, 60 to 70 miles an hour. Everything's going pretty well. I'm shocked that the engine doesn't overheat, but the transmission is getting to like 220 degrees, which means that it'll explode. That's partially because it's got a cooler underneath the hatch. It's partially because the skid plate is trapping all the heat. So all we can do right now is pull the hatch off so that we aren't personally overheating and so that we can do the transmission a favor too. So are we gonna try and strap it or hide it behind the tree?
We're gonna go off-roading, which means it's gonna get destroyed, especially after you roll us over. So
Hide it behind the tree?
hide it behind the tree.
Okay.
We can wedge it right in the tree. It's less conspicuous. Like,
Think so? Don't you think we should go other side out since it's a matching color?
oh yeah. It's like desert camouflage.
There you go. You got it? I'll go around the other side.
Perfect. It's like it's not even there.
You like this solution?
Well, I think you really had to put an effort in here to like notice it and take it.
Okay, ready?
Well, that was easy.
All set?
Hit it.
Think your door's not closed?
I definitely think it's not closed.
How do you feel?
It's a little better, like you still have wind here, it doesn't feel as warm.
Do me a favor, get the Hudson sprayer, put it right behind my head. Oh yeah, that is the ticket.
Is this the spot?
This is it.
Oh, dude.
This place is super cool. It's all volcanic rock, little popcorn rocks.
Really?
The terrain is just all of a sudden gonna change and it's amazing. Rides like a trophy truck. Just glides over the bumps.
Rides like a $4,000 car from Craigslist.
Oh! Ow! Isn't this cool?
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
See?
Yeah, this is great. Oh.
Oh, Jeff. Oh, this is the Baja action right here. Oh, can't see. You're good, you're good.
Oh yeah.
Is it pretty good?
You delivered, my friend.
It's pretty great.
Well, if you're gonna get stuck by an old mine.
Yeah, it's perfect.
There's plenty of crappy wood.
Well, you missed that. We had a lot of fun. We had already climbed that hill once. We thought it was no big deal. So we went to do it again, but the sand was all tore up and soft. And as you can see, we backed up, started to get stuck, and was rocking it back and forth, and it was just not happening. So we're high centered on the rear axle. Didn't we get the lowrider stuck?
I believe so, on flat ground.
Yeah. Yeah! Lowrider power! Try it. Nope. There you go. Oh, choke. There we go. Winning. See, that's what I was trying to do when I got us stuck to begin with. So that was actually really good, because when he got crossed up right here, if he had lifted and we'd gotten stuck, we would have never gotten going again, and backing down would have been a hassle. But he committed, And we got it. You should see how loose it is up here. I just came to get my jack stand.
You know, I was thinking,
That's dangerous.
after 6 years, you'd think we wouldn't be running out of gas anymore.
Nah, you got to give the audience what they want.
Maximum suffering?
Yeah.
Today was going so well. We found this awesome place with a volcano. We went hot rod off-roading, and then we ran out of gas, which is kind of derailing our plan to get to our hotel tonight and repaint the car. I don't really see that happening.
We can peel skulls.
We can peel skulls tonight. We can make it our own. New goal, get the hell out of here, jump the car once, get to the hotel, peel skulls. Make the car our own.
Okay, jump ahead.
Well, we managed to have an epic day in the lava pits. I think the Hornet doesn't ride as good as the Challenger, but man, it's way better at jumping. And now we get to head off to that adventure that I've been waiting for 20 years, the Rallycross.
We're here at Glen Helen Raceway. This is gonna be awesome. I've wanted to do the Rallycross here literally since I started at Hot Rod in the early 90s, and we're finally gonna do it. I've never done this before. It's like an autocross on dirt. Man, this is gonna be fun. We are gonna tear up this course for some guys in Subarus.
That's all right. I think they'll appreciate a little roughness because it's flat. It's not like there's any jumps.
Yeah.
We'll be doing them a favor.
I don't know how this works. Hang it out the entire time, have fun?
Yeah, I mean, we don't have a bogey unless we grab the rental production van to race.
That's a fantastic idea.
I'm totally down with it. In fact, I'll drive it.
You should do it.
Okay.
I bet you the minivan's faster than the Hornet.
Okay, new bogeys. Minivan, me in it, versus Freiburger in the AMC.
That's genius.
It's time.
Yeah, I know.
Rally racing. Never done this.
Me neither.
This is gonna be awesome.
What's your plan?
Here's what I'm thinking. I'll go first. I'll set the tone, you know?
Tone?
How much fun am I gonna have out there?
Not the baseline, but
No,
the tone.
The tone.
Okay.
The tone, because I figure the more fun, the better I run. Not a lot of dudes driving around in minivans wearing helmets this Saturday. Okay, traction control off. Let's do this. Go, baby, go. Oh, a lot of understeer.
Ooh, he's not looking fast. Not a bit. Oh, my confidence is going up.
Oh, damn you, front wheel drive. Why do you hate me so? Who gets to do this? I'm in mom's minivan, sliding around corners. You're a gazelle. Go, van.
He's not killing it. And I'm gonna feel real stupid when he's actually quicker than me.
This actually works pretty good, I'm surprised. Oh. I may have missed that turn a little bit. That was awesome.
95, 678. He broke below 100 seconds. You were hitting it hard right here.
There is a corner over there where I overdrove it, went in sideways, and it just shot a wall of dirt in the air. It was amazing. I don't even care I went slower.
Well, if you can't be fast, look good.
That's right.
I guess it's my turn.
Yes. This is for all the marbles, or rather, an entire six-pack of the beer of my choice.
Oh man, you're
95
right.
seconds.
95, I can do it.
All right, good luck.
I feel good. Yep.
Oh, dude, it's quick. It leaves better than the van, that's for sure. I'm in a lot of trouble unless he flips it on its roof. Look at it, it just chews it up. His warm-up lap is gonna be better than my best lap.
Oh, this is fun.
I mean, he's old. He could forget where he's at and just drive up a mountain. That thing rips. I want to drive it.
Whew! That was fun. I can do better next time. I was in second gear too long. Ah, that's a workout. I had more fun than anyone out there, I swear.
Oh, wow. 98.2. Maybe it's not as fast as I thought it was. Maybe it's just all the noise from the angry 360 V8 that is just throwing me off. He's 3 seconds slower than me.
I'm winded.
So it's time for some strategery. He's only 3 seconds slower than me, and that's his first lap. I should tell him this, but then he'll know how much he has to push it to beat me. So I'm not going to tell him anything. I'm just going to let him guess how fast he needs to push it and hope he makes a mistake. Because roadkill, we're jerks. Dude, I got to tell you, this thing looks fast.
Oh, it was so fun.
I'll bet.
I had more fun than anyone out there, guaranteed.
I believe it. I am jealous and I wish I was driving.
Yeah?
I'm genuinely mad at you that you're not letting me drive, so I'm not going to tell you your time.
Oh, come on.
No.
No?
No.
Wow.
It looks very fast. That's what I'll say.
I think I can be quicker next time. I was in second gear for too long on one of the straightaways.
Okay, I feel good about this. Have fun.
Okay, my second run.
So the question is, does he remember where he was slow and where he was fast on the course, and can he fix that right now? So he got slower. That's 100 seconds. He already ran a 98. He actually went slower this time. He is in danger of losing to the mommy van. He'll never live that down. I won't allow it. Let's go see him.
That didn't seem as good because I got into the thick dirt a lot, bogged it down. I don't know. Just tell me faster or slower. All I need to know.
This isn't going to tell you what to do either way.
Okay.
But I really like to ride shotgun.
You want to ride shotgun?
And I will offer co-driving advice if you want it.
Okay. You're going to have to put up that window net.
I got zip ties.
Okay.
Okay. What year is this thing?
73.
73 Hornet.
Ready? Here we go. Ready for more fun than we've ever had in a dirt car?
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, it's bumpier.
Oh, you're doing great.
Ah!
Hey, I want you to know something. You need to make up 3 seconds if you want to beat the minivan.
Ah! Lost it.
Yeah! That was awesome.
Oh, yeah!
This car is badass.
Ah, that is the most fun we've ever had in a dirt car on Roadkill. Ah, that was the greatest. Yeah, this car's pretty good.
This is one of our better purchases. This ranks up there with NASCARlo, the Rotson,
General Mayhem.
all of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
If this had a jump, it would be everything that we need in a racetrack.
Plans for the future, definitely.
So,
Midway through your lap, I said, you need to make up 3 seconds or you're losing to mom's minivan.
I didn't hear that. I was driving too hard. There's
All
no
right.
way.
Yeah.
What?
This lap you just ran was 101 seconds.
Get out!
The lap before that was 100. Your first lap, your smoothest lap, 98. You lost by 3.
That's unbelievable.
And the crazy part is when you took off for that first lap, I was like, I'm done. It looks so fast.
The thing is, I'm hanging it out so hard and overdriving it and correcting and getting into sand. It's got to be faster, right? Like if you drove the thing to win instead of drove it for fun?
Yeah, I guess.
Man, I'm stoked. This was fun.
It was. Now, beer me.
I owe you beer.
Yes.
I'm down for that. Where do I get beer around here, though?
I don't know. We're probably going to have to walk for it. Worth it.
Well, the worst thing that happened in this episode of Roadkill is that nothing went wrong. Nothing broke. That car was way too reliable, but I still managed to fail. Yeah, Finnegan outran me at the rallycross in a Dodge minivan. Even though I had V8 power and the big old tires and everything, but you know what? I was just hanging it sideways, having an awesome time, and that's what this car is all about. It could be faster if driven more conservatively, but why would you do that? No, you need to drive it even more aggressively. You know what? The Hornet, it belongs at Dirtfish. You think it can outrun the General Mayhem? Well, maybe, just maybe you'll find out in an upcoming episode of Roadkill.
Support companies that support Roadkill. Buy your speed parts at jegs.com.
Yeah, we're not getting pulled over with that at all.
That's not illegal.
Half the town just hit the dirt.
This time on Roadkill, we're back at Dirtfish! Yeah!
The Disgusting is back. Remember this 1969 Mustang Mach 1? We dragged it out of Colorado Auto and Parts, a junkyard where it had been sitting for 37 years. That was episode 66 of Roadkill.
Green shag carpet.
Man, it was tough getting this thing running and driving, and it was worse cleaning it out. The reason why it's called the Disgusting is it was truly gross, loaded with raccoon poop and worse. When we finally got it running, all we really did is some donuts there at the junkyard, which was a riot, but it didn't fulfill the need for a road trip in this garbage. And so this time, that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're heading 1,000+ miles north to Dirtfish Rally School. But first, we gotta get it out of Dulcich's backyard, where it's been sitting for a year.
So the Disgusting has become the cliche of the car that rolls into Dulcich's backyard and sits here forever. Nothing has changed about the car since we pulled it out of the junkyard, except it got a new exhaust system yesterday. That's it.
So it may still smoke and barely do a burnout.
Yeah,
And we're going to drive to Washington.
right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
You ready to go,
Thanks,
Steve?
Steve. Okay, guys.
Thanks
Have
for the
fun.
storage.
What are the wires taped to the turn signal stop?
That's the starter. Because he lost the key.
Oh, sorry. So the car's gotten better since last time I rode in it.
How?
Well, the wire's brand new.
Right.
There we
go.
Come on, this is the only Mustang I'd ever own. We're gonna die, but at least we'll look good while we're dying.
Junkyard fresh.
Let's go.
Have no idea what to expect here. We have no gauges in here, so I have no bad news.
More people should just get into a car with no gauges and no plan and see America.
No history, no nothing.
Live life. Having gauges, how many road trips has that interrupted unnecessarily for people? How many layers of dog and rat poop have stopped people from plucking an otherwise good car, fixing it up and driving it?
I think we have the market on rat poop covered.
Yeah.
But are you ready to get really dirty?
Well, it wouldn't be the first time. Let's break her in popper. I don't want to laugh. It's getting dirt in my mouth.
I can't tell where we are.
This is how every great road trip should start out. A beat-up car, no plan, and a parking lot with which to do donuts in.
That's kind of what we wanted to do, is shake it down a little bit. This thing feels just a little bit fragile, and the engine is making more noise than it ever was.
Sounds very sewing machine-like now.
Yeah, it did not like that RPM, that's for sure. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil.
I'm having Fury flashbacks right now.
Meaning what?
I don't think it's gonna last very long.
I bet it goes all the way. Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting loud.
My numbers matching 351 is going away.
Dude, are you accelerating more or is it just getting louder?
It's just getting louder.
Oh my God. We might make it to a gas station. I was really hoping to go on a road trip, not sit in Dulcich's farm.
Nah, we're going on a road trip.
All right.
Back to Dulcich's farm.
That's better. Just coast all the way there. Oh, that's a rod knock. Oh, it's done. What have we gone, 5 miles?
That's probably oil starvation doing donuts. I may retract my prior statement.
Hey, look, there's a swap meet. Maybe they have... Oh, no way. It's done.
It's done.
It just locked up. Oh, it doesn't want to crank. Give it some gas.
It's all over.
Smoke. I don't want to hang out at Dulcich's house for a week. I want to see America.
We can change the engine in one day.
If we had one.
We do. Someone just has to drive to West Tech and get it. There's people behind us.
Go around, idiot. We're broke down. Haven't you ever seen this show before? 5 donuts, 5 miles, 5 minutes. Done.
We went out to the field to see if we could break the Mustang, and it had a little bit of a delayed reaction, but sure enough, we've blown up the engine.
So what are we gonna do?
New engine.
Make it better.
All right.
That 410 that we use on Engine Masters is on its way here now.
Wow, you didn't waste any time.
No. So this engine's pretty much wrecked. However, Dulcich and I do this other show called Engine Masters where we dyno test stuff all the time, and we just did a 410 cubic inch small block Ford that will be a direct replacement for this. It's all the way down at West Tech Performance, which is like 3 hours from here, but we've got somebody running down there to pick it up, and they're gonna bring the long block up here, and so it's just gonna be R&R. Rusty old junk out, gleaming new, 480 horsepower engine in, and then the transmission will blow up later. This engine's locked up solid. We're trying to figure out how we're gonna get it rotated to get the torque converter bolts off, because it does not move.
Look at that. And how impressive is the engine then when you think about this? We were driving along, it was fine, and the moment you lifted off the gas, it just stopped.
Yeah.
And now it will not move with a 2-foot long breaker bar on it. So we threaded 2 3/8 diameter bolts into a damper that's, 40 years old. And now we have an 8-foot long solid chunk of steel. This effectively multiplies the torque here by a factor of 27.9 Dulcich's. That's taking your 180 pound-feet and making it 600 or 700.
It's turning like butter now.
Nice work.
It went past the ugly part. Let's make sure you're not turning past the
Yeah, let's get the bolts
converter
undone.
I feel like a superhero with my giant bar.
I really didn't want to take the accessories off the front
With my
of this,
big pole.
but seeing you wield that rusty pole totally made it all worthwhile. We might have been a little rough there.
Well, that took way too long, but we're finally ready to pluck the engine. Theoretically, the numbers matching engine for this car. My level of caring,
All right, now you can go up.
that's sort of a ritual.
We have a green pool of coolant all over the floor now.
We have a mop now, though.
I blame myself. So on day 1, drove the car, did donuts in the car, broke the engine in the car, got the engine out of the car.
Think of it this way. We broke the car 1/1000th of a way into our journey. That's pretty impressive. Ready?
Well, it was.
All right, where can we put this where it'll sit for 6 months? Well, we're super lucky that I had this sitting around from our Engine Masters show, and I intended to put this engine in the Disgusting eventually, but not as quickly as we're gonna do it now, because we're gonna strangle it with like stock exhaust manifolds and a bunch of greasy parts and stuff. What it is a 410 cubic inch stroker, which is based on the 351 Windsor, just like what came out of the car. And this thing makes about 480 horsepower and 520 pound-feet of torque, which is just enough to blow up the FMX transmission. Okay, here's the most hideous thing that's gonna happen probably during this whole installation. Look at the difference in size of the port on the cylinder head versus the port in the manifold. That is like the worst performance situation you can get. These are gonna be some power-robbing manifolds, but we don't have headers, we don't have time. Great parts, bad cars. Bad ideas, brilliant execution.
Looks good.
This is bad. Fortunately, the old flex plate off the car is gonna be able to work here. This car is a FMX automatic transmission. The thing about these Fords is you have to make sure that they have the right external balance. The 351 is a 28-ounce offset, and so is this Blueprint crate engine. So it's gonna go right together.
Boy, was that lucky.
Drop it in.
This is exciting. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying we're getting out of here today, but the engine might go in the car. I don't even know if it'll stay in the car, but the engine will go in the car.
I can assure you guys that you'll be out of here by noon.
Noon?
Yes.
No, 3.
3? Okay. I'll give you till 3 to get this thing in the F out of here.
Then you're shutting the door.
That fell in. It installed itself.
I don't want to jinx us, but this is going really well. Engine's in the car. Transmission is almost perfectly aligned, and right now we're just going to throw a couple bolts in it and make sure the torque converter lines up with the flex plate, and if it does, we'll continue to bolt things together. We may leave today. Maybe.
You have the ignition on?
Oh.
Pretty good.
Hey. We get to go on a road trip. Yay!
Yeah! I forgot about that. All right, Dulcich, we're out of here.
Thanks, man.
No test drive, we're just leaving. Talk to you in 5 minutes.
He's turning his cell phone off this time.
I would if I was him.
He's too smart not to.
Ready?
Don't break it. You're brave. Didn't even warm it up. Alright, a little bit of smoke. But that's got to be residual stuff.
Oh yeah, it's got no brakes at all. Yeah, we can't drive. That's no brakes. And what's going on? Okay.
All right.
Hey, Dulcich! Look. All right, we made it 50 feet, and all of a sudden there's no brakes whatsoever. No front brakes. Like something went wrong with something. So, I will be much more carefully driving it back to Steve's house. Who could have possibly seen that coming? Why would it have no fluid in the front brakes at all? That means like a line broke somewhere.
Technically, I'm still on a road trip, even if it's on foot. That's the way I'm looking at it. We need brake fluid. We have absolutely no brakes, but the master cylinder is empty. So back to Dulcich's, we'll get some brake fluid. I'm sure that's the only issue we're having tonight. Looks cool though. Only on Roadkill can you change the motor and lose the brakes. You got like mutant bunnies here that eat extension cords and brake lines?
Something strange must be happening for sure.
All the bunnies I hang with, they wouldn't have done this. They wouldn't have eaten that brake line.
Really? You get the good bunnies and I get...
Treat them right, man.
Whoa.
Easy, turbo.
Never can just fire it up and drive away. It's always the little stuff.
I never would have expected it.
It's 70 miles to Fresno. It's dark and we have no seatbelts.
Ready to rock.
Yeah.
Headlights. How do headlights and taillights work on a car that's been sitting in the junkyard for, what, 30-something years, and I can't make them work on anything I own?
I feel like this car was abandoned and thus has built up a lot of good car karma over the years, and it wants to be driven. Which is why the electrical has not failed us yet.
But the engine did. The engine did not want to be driven, at least not in circles at high speeds.
Yes. Not over rough terrain in circles at high RPM.
All right,
Highway for the very first time.
Yeah, buddy.
You'll notice I am not romping on it.
Please don't.
Yeah.
Let's just road trip. Come on, baby, shift.
I want some miles.
It's working.
Kind of. It's got a good shake.
It's just gotta work itself in.
We just have to get used to the terror. That's what it is.
Think about it. When was the last time a human drove this fast in this car? We still don't know why somebody stopped driving this car.
I hope we don't find out the hard way. I got a lot of dirt blowing in my eyes. How about you?
Yeah. That's why I brought these.
Oh, you're smarter than me.
Not really. You're the one driving. Maybe I should give them to you. This has been a hell of a day. We got the car running. We drove it, I don't know, almost 75 miles, which is about 12 times further than we went on day number 1. So I'm calling this success. We're gonna stop here tonight, get up in the morning, and go have an adventure.
You realize I still haven't gone wide open throttle. I had to lie awake all night waiting for it.
We're not there yet. And I don't want you to ruin this moment for us, because I don't know if you realize the gravity of what we're about to do. Don't do it. We're piloting a car that hasn't moved since 1982 to a drag strip that nobody has run on in decades, where they used to send not just top fuel cars, but jet cars down it 4 at a time.
So this is Raisin City?
Yeah, it's out in farm country. Allegedly the tower is still there, the strip is still there, and it's not fenced in, according to Google Earth. We can get in there.
I love it when the old tower is still there. To me, that's like the icon that makes you go, wow, stuff really went down here. Stuff happened. Man, can you imagine guys bringing their top fuel cars here in the 60s? The tower is rad.
It's round.
I read that it came from a local airport before it was here at the drag strip.
This is wide, but it's not that wide. Imagine being the dudes on the outside lanes in a 4-car showdown right there.
I think the track was on the right side.
Yeah, it's over here. It's over here.
Oh, look at this thing. I have to check this out. Oh, that's cool. That is really, really cool.
Oh, there's a ladder to the top of it. Too bad it caved in. I want to see you climb up there,
No,
because it seems really safe.
it's falling in.
Dibs on the Mustang when it goes wrong. This is where they stored the Christmas tree. It says tree bottom, start line.
Oh, cool.
This is where they stored all the crap for the racing. Like maybe that stand was for the tree.
Imagine everything that this tower has seen. First being at a local airport, then coming here to the drag strip, seeing all those match racers back in the 60s and very early 70s, running 4 wide down here, jet cars, top fuel cars, back in the golden age of drag racing.
This is one of the coolest things we've ever seen.
I think you can see where this is going. You're at an abandoned track. You've got nice, perfectly good 1,320 feet of torn up old concrete in front of you. Let's find out if we can break this thing. I don't even know if this thing is gonna, bog and die or backfire and surge. We know nothing. I've just cruised it.
We know a few things,
I don't know.
just nothing that applies to this scenario right now.
Ready?
Roast them!
I think it's gonna backfire and die. Let's see. There's the secondaries. There's second gear.
And keep going. Here you go. 82. We just made a pass down a drag strip.
Hey, we did.
Yeah, we did. Not bad.
And it's not overheating, and we have oil pressure, and we have a transmission. Victory!
Yeah!
All right, what next? Old car hunting?
Yeah. Let's go find another project. Or let's go look at cars we can't afford or have no place to store. Yep. What's behind this fence? This is the kind of fence that hides cars.
Yeah, it is. Ooh, I feel like I'm entering the lair.
International pickup. Cougar. Cadillac.
Cougar. I'm home.
Oh, this is pretty good. This is gonna be great.
This is awesome.
I think this is a 63 Comet, Mercury Meteor. That's a good wagon too, actually.
Try
Man,
5
that thing's
fenders.
Sweet. Oh, Santa Ynez Airport.
This is rad.
This is cool. Oh, this is really good. Look at that.
Oh, wait a minute. Dude, this is a Brookwood. This is worth money.
Brookwood, it's just a low trim level.
Yeah, but it's...
This has more
Really
rat
cool.
poop than our norm.
Which is the higher one, the Parkwood or the Brookwood?
That's a good question. You may have stumped me on that. That is a lot of rat poop.
Look how straight it is, dude. This has perfect patina. It's just weathered, but it's not beat up and there's no holes in it. I really like this.
I really like it.
He's got all kinds of rancheros here. I'm not a ranchero guy, though.
That Jeep's been pieced together from a bunch of different Jeeps.
I'm more of an El Camino that I never want to paint kind of guy.
Good old flat fender Jeep. It's a World War II, as you can tell by the dash, but the rest of it's been all hacked together. The back has been put together. It's got a Willys hood on it and stuff. But nevertheless, I found a flat fender.
I love trucks. I don't care how old the truck is. I dig trucks.
There was a guy named Dave Kofel who actually raced one of these in the gas classes way back in the day. It was called the Flintstone Flyer. And he ran a tiny, I think it was a 265 Chevy engine in this big mammoth car. He was playing the game of weight per cubic inch and winning with a very slow car. This is all stuff that's like older than what we're used to messing with.
Yeah. I
like it.
was just saying, like, I dig all this stuff. I love the chrome. I love the styling. I just can't relate to any of it because it was never in my high school parking lot. Is that an Imperial?
I am wondering if it's a Chrysler or an Imperial. But yes, it is one or the other. That is an Imperial.
Oh, I got it right. I never get it right. Give myself a gold star.
If you really dig junkyard wandering like this, check out this new show that's going to be on Motor Trend On Demand. It's called Junkyard Gold. It's Steve Mignante doing nothing but mind barf on cool automotive trivia.
Hey, Dave. Somebody turned a van into a ramp truck. And it's got a T-bird on it. I kind of want to see this do wheelies. They cut the back of the van off.
Yeah, I've seen this before. Well, I don't see anything we need to own because the 58 wagon was already sold.
That was too good to be true.
Yeah, so
All right.
next.
Keep on trucking.
Yeah. Dust.
That was cool.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Let's go that way. Smell of rubber. They need to bottle it and make it a cologne.
It's pretty great.
For those less fortunate who don't have a car that can make the own.
Okay. We have an issue, though I don't think it's deadly. The left front suspension's making this horrible clacking sound on the highway. Seems worse than that, though, doesn't it?
Oh, I think the shock broke in half.
Yeah. Seems like something like that. Oh, yeah.
So that's the piston hitting the tower right
Yeah.
there. Do that again.
Check this out.
Oh, that is cool. Yeah, the shock broke off the bushing.
Yeah, the rod completely came off the round part.
That's not going to kill us, though.
That's hilarious. That will not kill us. However,
This one's still there.
are you ready? Check this out. As if by magic, look what I have.
Oh,
New shocks. This is a rear. I do have a front. When we got this thing in Colorado, I
totally
got
uninterested in
shocks
installing
for it.
that
We never
right now.
installed them, and now we broke one in half. But you know what? It's getting dark, and I'd like to go to Modesto or somewhere like that. And so basically, I'm not concerned. It's not going to kill us, at least not tonight.
We're fully on the same page right now, man.
I feel good about
This
it.
is like, it's like you read my mind.
Really?
Yes.
I thought
I was
for
like-
sure you would want to just fix that to ensure handling on the mountain roads on the way back.
No, I'm not even driving this, and there's no seatbelts, so.
Do you want to?
Nah, I'm good.
No?
I'm good.
Oh man, kind of hurt.
I only drive cars with 4 working shocks, dude.
Forgot your standards were much higher than mine. Boat
What is up with that?
I think I've seen this at Glamis.
Oh, it's a boat Oh no, it's not a 4x4.
Dude, that is a 23-foot Nordic.
That is genius.
On a truck chassis.
This is what you've wanted to do except for actual floating.
Yeah.
No way. Oh, this is hilarious.
This is a rare boat.
It is?
Yes.
I don't care. Oh, yeah, it's got a full Chevy truck dash and everything in it.
This is a really rare boat.
It's pretty stupid. It is 4-wheel drive, isn't it? It's a late model. Yeah, it's 4-wheel drive. Independent. Okay, this looks like we did it. Literally, we're just driving in the middle of nowhere from like Yosemite to Modesto, and I spotted this thing, and I'm like, boat! Finnegan! He's wanted to do this, except for actual like seal the tires off so it'll float, and I have a feeling this is gonna make him have to do that. It has the complete floor pan out of the truck and everything. Look, it's just ratchet strapped on, dude. The body is ratchet strapped to the chassis.
That is how we would do it.
This is exactly how we do it.
I know this is not what I want to do. I want to build an actual amphibious vehicle for another episode of Roadkill, but this is motivation, certainly, because it's cool looking. It really is. I'm glad we stopped.
Now he's gonna force me to make one, I know it. Morning! So the Mustang and me are like on a third date now. It's kind of like still the get to know you phase, but starting to get into it.
What base have you reached?
It's at least becoming within the circle of trust. But
What base is the circle of trust?
I cannot stand the broken shock, so we're gonna fix that. Last night that got real irritating.
He's only made it to first base, definitely.
Yeah. I happen to have these shocks from when we were in Colorado. I ordered them because I thought we would change them at the junkyard. So I'm gonna find out.
And then you did off-road donuts.
This is.
Broke that one.
That was my fault?
I wasn't driving.
I was influenced. Check this out. Okay.
Wait a minute.
What?
That's rusty there. That's been broken.
You're saying it was broken the whole time?
That's been broken a long time, dude.
Really?
Yep. That is a 100% rusty.
Oh, you're right.
Where the shaft should meet.
Well, it was still making
collar.
irritating noises.
This shock is like school in the summertime. No class. Definitely not doing the second one.
No.
Professional mechanics everywhere just shaking their heads right now. You want to drive or ride today?
You want to drive? You haven't driven. You should.
I want to drive.
Let's go.
All right. I think I'm ready. I think I've earned it because I installed half a shock.
By the way, have you noted the complete like diaper situation that we have going on here? This car was so repulsive when we got it, so soaked in raccoon and rat urine that we had to take the seats out, which are actually in pretty good shape, pressure wash them, wrap them in plastic trash bags, and then put cheapy seat covers on. That's what that's all about. Ready? You need training or do you have this?
I think I watched, but let's see. I know it's a two-handed affair to find the neutral safety switch. I know the ignition should probably be on.
That too. There you go. Fires right up.
That starts very easy. Oh, no power steering.
No power steering.
It's been a while since you looked truly homeless.
No, I didn't count on this. When we left this morning, it was like 70 something, and now it's 30 something. And yes, I'm in shorts and sandals. I'm also gonna fix the rear window on the car.
I feel like you have a handle on this. I'm just gonna get in the car.
Oh, my fingers are getting numb.
My sack is stuck to my thigh. I think it's frozen there. Oh my God, it's cold. We're in California. Why is it cold?
We're stupid. Minor success.
Good game. Way to hustle. Oh,
We have no heater. We have no floorboard. Ah, this is not gonna stick. This is the tech tip, is the skirt action. You gotta
get the blanket going just right here, and you turn it into the skirt before you sit down in the car, like so. And then you take your second one and you stuff it around your feet, and it's actually pretty good. Proven through many miles. Here's some kindling. Start this bonfire. Oh, now the key's in my pocket.
Well, it's like the good old days. Car with no hood, my toes are frozen. We're still rolling though. I mean, it's remarkably reliable, even though it looks like absolute garbage.
Oh, we lived. I did the math because the speedo actually works in this thing. We've gone 699 miles. We're in Medford, Oregon now. And the worst thing about it, it stinks like pee now that we've got all the windows up and stuff. I think maybe like there's a nest or something that's still up under the dash. Either that or Finnegan irrigated his pants. But if he did, it's so cold in there, it would have turned into a pea slushy. That's gross. All right, see you tomorrow. Nice parking job.
Yeah.
I also appreciate that the engine is covered from rain except for the distributor.
Oh, the electronic parts, you want those exposed to the elements. That way they can get moisture, freeze, then unfreeze. It actually loosens up all the molecules.
Shouldn't the distributor be on the other end of the engine? Okay, ready?
In my world it is.
Were you? Oh, that's liquid. See? You don't need antifreeze.
There's freeze plugs popped out of this thing.
I know. Let's put some in because it's only getting worse from here. I hate it when he's right.
Earlier, he and Dulcich ridiculed me for wanting to put antifreeze in this thing.
It was California then. You put antifreeze in race cars.
I do, because mine usually overheat. Remember, it's antifreeze and coolant.
Yeah.
Raising the boiling point or whatever it does.
All right, that'll do plenty.
Little dab will do ya.
You really think that's gonna help? I was expecting you to drain some out.
I feel better about it. But you better not brake today, car, because it's only gonna get colder.
Yeah. It's gonna rain for the rest of the trip. So we got wipers, we got Rain-X, we've got blankets that we wisely left in the car so they would be plenty cold for us to wear as we leave this morning.
You want to keep your numbers matching wiper blades?
No thanks. Too much stuff in the garage.
The Mustang turns out to be pretty good on the road, except for the fact that it's got no floors, no interior, a bunch of rust holes, and we were freezing to death. And what made it worse is a torrential downpour right at the end of the trip. Water coming in the floor, soaking our feet. It was miserable. But then we made it to our destination, which made all the suffering worthwhile.
We made it.
This is gonna be awesome.
The Mustang drove almost 1,300 miles.
This is paradise. Look at all the gravel.
Oh yeah. That's what makes this place genius is the gravel. Oh! Yeah! Oh man, we're back at Dirtfish! Woo! Oh man, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah, buddy, keep going. Oh boy.
This is awesome. The Disgusting finally did the road trip that we should have executed when we pulled it out of the junkyard. And yeah, the engine blew up, which was kind of a drag. Dulcich actually took the engine apart and found out why. There was leaves in the oil pan and they blocked the oil pickup, and so that thing is junk. And I got that 410 small block in this thing quicker than expected. The real miracle here is that the transmission didn't explode with all of that power in front of it, which is a good thing, because we are going to thrash the Disgusting right alongside a whole bunch of other Roadkill project vehicles in the next episode of Roadkill. All our good stuff is here. Look at that. We got La Fonda, we got Datsun Mini Truck, we got the Maserati, the Crusher Impala, the Hornet, Nascarlo, and of course, General Mayhem. Yeah!
Boom! It's glorious!
Support companies that support Roadkill. Buy your speed parts at jegs.com.
This time on Roadkill, the Impala's gonna run 11s.
Surprise! The Rotson's broke again!
Behind the scenes at Roadkill, you'll see a conversation with every single episode where we're just hashing out what we want to do, and generally that becomes like what's most fun for us.
Yes! Got it!
And this time we had an opportunity to go to a half-mile drag race in Arizona. We're like, oh man, this is gonna be cool, but what car should we bring? And we're talking about it, and Finnegan really wants to bring the Rotson, which we just brought back to life with a 5-liter V8 and a turbo in our last episode. And I wanted to bring the Impala, and he's like, you seriously think the Impala's faster than the Rotson? I'm like, yeah, I think it could be.
I hate the Impala. I don't want to drive the Impala. It's a death trap. But I will race the Impala. So we are going to line up both of these cars at a drag strip and then at a longer half-mile course at an airport. And we're going to find out once and for all which is the faster car.
This is a 69 Chevy Impala with a blown big block Chevy. And if you saw episode 60, you know that we tore a stock 350 out of this thing and installed the engine from the Crusher Camaro from a long time ago. And we threw it together in 2.5 days, and we skipped a lot of steps. So I have a lot to do here. Primarily, the alternator. This thing ran without a charging system last time. Got to change the oil. The other biggie is that we got to get this thing spinning both rear tires. It's a one-legger right now, so I'm going to throw in some 342s and a posi. I'm going to put mufflers on it because I drove the thing to San Diego with open headers last time. And a bunch of little stuff, like the lights don't work, it needs shocks so that I don't die, probably gauges, and I think I'm going to put the hood on this thing. So I have a lot more to do than Finnegan.
As with most things on Roadkill, I'm going to be fixing things that we probably shouldn't have broken in the first place. Like the torrential downpour of motor oil that exits the hater pipe and lands on the windshield. We at one point had an electric scavenge pump that sucked the oil out of the turbo and put it back in the pan. We lost that. So I need that again, so I'll be buying another one.
We've had rat poop cars before, but this thing is epic. Look at that. It is disgusting. Full hantavirus.
I don't even want to breathe it. This reminds me of when I was a kid and never cleaned out my hamster's cage. Blech.
Lots of history with the Rotson here. You first saw this in 2014 in episode 26 of Roadkill. It had a 4.3-liter V6 taken from a Chevy S10 and a 5-speed. We took a turbo off of a Ford Power Stroke diesel pickup and made our own turbo kit. And this car was a rocket for a short amount of time. For the next several years, all we did was break it. We were so sick of the engine that we literally took it out of the car and beat it to death. Since then, in the last episode, you know that we bought a couple of Fox body Mustangs, took the drivetrain out of one, put it in the Rotson, which fits remarkably well, and kept the turbo. And this thing now is unbelievably fast.
Oh, dude! Oh, wow!
And dangerous. It still handles poorly. The aerodynamics are worse than they ever have been because half of the body is gone. I'm genuinely frightened to take this thing half-mile roll racing. So we're gonna have to address a few of these issues before I put the pedal to the metal for that far of a distance. Oh yeah, it's already safer.
Wasted. Complete junk. It's not coming off. Something over here. It's still caught. Got it. Whew. All right. This is the old radiator out of the Crusher Camaro. We butchered it into the Impala for this last episode. But the thing is, Surprisingly enough, the Camaro radiator is wider than the Impala radiator, or at least the Crusher radiator was wider than the Impala will take. And I want to put the hood back on, so this isn't going to work, and the ratchet straps are butch, so I'm going to put a new Griffin radiator in this thing. Some of that's hitting the bucket. Ratchet straps are like the next level of zip ties, if you really think about it. Oh, look at this fancy radiator adapter here. That is genuine gaffer tape wrapped around to create a spacer. Yeah, the fan kind of went bad. Check this out. Wrecking my nice aluminum radiator. The most well-known horrible thing we did to this car is we ran the thing last time with no charging system at all. Couldn't go more than a few miles without having to change the battery. It was a pain in the neck. I searched and searched trying to find an alternative bracket that would work for this thing without having to deal with the header and dealing with the short water pump and the blower drive and everything. I called this company called Black Mountain, and the guy Ron owns the place. It's a Roadkill fan. He was like, I know exactly what you're doing. And so I'll go ahead and take my really nice billet piece and just fog it black for you and send it on its way, which is exactly what he did.
I realized that if I could raise the carburetor up about a ½ inch more, that would raise the charge tube up about a ½ inch more and allow me to leave more of the hood intact.
Can it go on the pin?
Mm-hmm. Lower the front down a little, there you go.
It's way better.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
Shop manager Kalen found our old scavenge pump, which we thought we had lost, and apparently we didn't. So I can put this in the car, and this will suck the oil that's feeding into the turbo, back out of the turbo, and put it back in the motor, thus stopping the whole make it rain thing on the windshield.
Ooh, it's tight. If that radiator cap doesn't hit the hood, it'll be perfect.
The best part about working on a car like this is everything's so bent, there's really no wrong way to line it up and install it. Just the fact that it's back on there means it's perfect.
Oh, it looks way better. And with the new chin spoiler.
Put the wing on it in the hatch, go get it dyno tuned, ready to race.
Be way ahead of me. The downside of gaff tape is a radiator hose spacer. There's so many things we do that you should never do at home. It's kind of ridiculous.
This is the last piece of the Rotson puzzle. I bolt this onto that hatch tomorrow morning, and then it's off to West Tech to make sure this is not going to explode during our race. Yeah, I'm done here.
This thing was just wallowing so badly that I felt like getting some shocks for it, even if they are like super cheapies. I have to admit I've got trepidation about running this thing because I think it could go 140 miles an hour in a ½ mile. Sort of a wild guess. That's kind of scary. But I'll have the Monroe Magnum protecting me, right? Or whatever this is. Monroe Matic. Okay, list. Filter, fuses. I'm gonna say lights work is probably gonna be optional. Hood, optional. Steering wheel nut, I would like to consider that not optional. When it comes down to it, we have proven exhaust system is optional. The real biggies tomorrow are going to be putting the rear end back in the car and installing a complete exhaust system. Everything else is just stuff. I think the Rotson has a significant advantage today.
You're right, I'm gonna go dyno tune this
Right.
and make it run perfect.
And meanwhile, I'm so far behind on the Impala. Lucky came in to save my life. I have a long list of stuff to do, including get the rear end back of the car, get the exhaust system on there, and fiddle with just a whole bunch of tiny things. But it's keeping me from getting the Impala done, and so you're gonna run this thing out to West Tech and dyno tune it, which there's a lot of power left in this thing.
I think so.
We don't know where the timing is, and wasn't it running at like 10 to 1 off the charts on the gauge?
Yeah.
Don't blow it up on the dyno. Don't blow it up at the drag strip. Go ahead and blow it up at the ½ mile. I'm okay with Glory. Yeah. Yeah, what if the spoiler's crooked and aerodynamically you end up steering yourself off track?
Have you seen the alignment on this car?
Maybe this will counteract the alignment. It'll go perfectly straight. I have legitimate fear of the Rotson now.
Because it has a wing?
Yeah, that's what took me right over the edge. Oh, you know what? We have to weigh these things. We can probably do that at Tucson, because I'm dying to know. It's power to weight ratio. How close are the two cars?
I actually never started the car since I started working on it again, so this may or may not work right now. It fired right up.
Finnegan got all the work done on the Rotson, and so he gets to go out to West Tech and put his car on the chassis dyno.
Oh, it sounds so good.
There you go. Do you need help? Good. Okay. Wow, that was easy.
Whew, I'm exhausted. Break time.
Our 12-bolt rear end is back. I had them put 342 gears in it, and it's got, I think, an Eaton limited slip. Frank at South Bay 4x4 made this happen overnight, which was super, super rad. How are we gonna do this? You wanna lower the car onto it or put this onto the screw jacks?
Well, you hold it up and I'll put the bolts in.
Okay, I got it. Ready?
Pass, lower the car.
Tony could have done it.
Oh yeah. So we'll lower it and then put the top ones in, and then lift the car back up.
Yep.
And then use the screw jacks.
Good call. Done.
Okay, lift the car.
So anyone here from Finnegan? Do you have any idea about the horsepower?
Nope, haven't heard a word.
Wait, you meant, do you know if he made it out there?
That's a better question.
I'm here at West Tech Performance. We've strapped the Rotson to the dyno to find out how much power does it make, how much can it make, and how do we prevent it from splitting the engine block in half. And as usual, it arrived here not quite ready to go. As you can see, Ish has already torn the motor apart to fix things that we screwed up, and I'll blame lack of sleep on this while we were working on it back at our place. That made 482 pound-feet of torque at the tires. Very first pull. Lots of tuning left to do. It put almost 500 pound-feet of torque to the tires. Now this is 302 cubic inches with a turbo robbed from a giant Ford Power Stroke diesel engine. David has, I think, 465 cubic inches with a roots blower on top of it, and I know that thing is a legit 650 horsepower motor, but it's in a land yacht. And we're not done here. So by the end of this dyno session, I'll make the same power he's making in a car that weighs nothing.
So we got this whole junk bolted together. We're gonna drop the thing down on jack stands, and only then are we gonna tighten up all of the bolts so we don't bind a bushing. Then we gotta bleed the brakes and make an exhaust system. Wow, big moment. We're down to the point of rolling it off the lift, and it's just tiny stuff. Throw a tack in it, water in the radiator. What? This could be the first time in the history of Roadkill I crossed every item off the list, and you know why? Lucky and Kalen.
If this works out great,
yeah.
Lucky and Kalen.
When it sucks?
I don't know, somebody else.
Freiburger Finnegan deal.
Freiburger Finnegan deal, yeah.
It is on like Donkey Kong. We are done dyno tuning, and we have 500 pound-feet of torque to the back tires. Do you know how light this car is? It's gonna be a rocket. Freiburger is in so much trouble. Good night, Rotson.
It's as done as it's gonna get, which is really, really far done thanks to Kalen and Lucky, and so we're gonna fire it up! Ready? Nice! Look at this. First time in Roadkill history, every single item marked off the list. It's That's what happens when you bring in help. Finnegan won't tell me what horsepower it made today. I doubt he'll ever tell me, and so he's leaving me in the lurch. But you know what? It wins.
Well, it's road trip day. My car's ready. Let's see if Dave's is. Oh, he put the hood on it. Very nice. Well, did you bring 6 batteries or does it charge itself?
It charges, full 14 volts.
Wow. We can go to West Tech. My car is ready, obviously. There is a small window of opportunity maybe for you to put this on the dyno. And I hesitate to even say that, but that's what a generous guy I am.
That would be really good because I'm not feeling good about it. So fortunately we were able to get in here at West Tech for just a second to run this thing probably once, maybe twice. Just make sure it's safe. I really kind of don't want to know how it's going to do compared to the Roxen. It's not looking good for me.
Are you seriously going to drive this for a half a mile at wide open throttle?
No, I don't think so.
Because I was just going to say you're f***ing crazy.
I know.
I mean, that's just something you read about in the magazine in the tribute category. I wouldn't drive this boat at wide open throttle for 1/8 of a mile.
I would say incredibly disappointing on power, but we know that it's running at like 11.5 to 1 at wide open throttle, which means it's safe. But it also means I've got plenty of opportunity to change pulleys around to actually do something. I didn't even see the torque number. It made 414 horsepower at the tire, which is lame. What?
You don't want to look at the torque.
Yeah, it's lame. It's incredibly lame. I think the problem is the blower's worn out. It's barely making any boost. I mean, I'm talking like 1 to 2 PSI. That's not enough to overcome the frictional drag of the blower itself. So, got some work to do if I'm gonna come anywhere near the Roxen. That thing would have to be broken in half for me to do well at this point.
He just took the big wuss pulley off of the supercharger, which had about 61 teeth on it. And he's now putting one that has 49 teeth on it. Not the move I would have made. I would have gone right to 42, the littlest one you could find. So the question is, did he already do this in there and tune the motor for the little pulley and then switch it back and then come back out here and switch it again in front of me just to trip me out? Or is he really that psycho and running the little pulley on the street for no good reason? Why he's doing this now is beyond me. But he's shady. You never know with this guy.
Mike's over there getting competitive, isn't he? He's over there like freaking out, thinking I'm like stepping up my power, which I am, but the problem is I'm stepping it up to probably less than the Roxen is making. It's so pathetic. The problem with what I'm doing here is putting the smaller pulley on the top spins the blower faster and maybe it'll make more boost, but the downside is that even on the highway, it's gonna beat the air more by spinning the blower faster and heat the air more, which eats power, which also will make this thing overheat even more. So it's just a bad scenario all the way around.
And he's back on the dyno again. I knew it. I like the commitment here.
I got real lucky because Eric here at West Tech was able to fit me in and is helping me out a lot on the tune-up because we have a bunch of problems. This blower is so completely worn out that it's not making any boost. We had to change the blower ratio. It's only making 4 pounds. And now we're struggling with the fact that I think it's running out of fuel. We're feeding the thing with a Holly Black pump at 1/3/8 fuel line, and it's not making that much power. It's only making like 550, which is super lame. At the end of the day here at West Tech, I still don't know what Finnegan made, but comparatively, I have a feeling it's way better than what I did. It's probably more heroic. The problem here is that my blower is completely wasted. The Teflon strips on the rotors aren't sealing anymore, and I've only got 4 pounds of boost. And that means I'm making 465 horsepower to the tires and 514 pound-feet of torque, which might sound okay to some of you, but honestly, for a blown big block Chevy, even as tame as this one is with a tiny cam and stuff, it's pretty lame. Probably not enough to outrun the Roxen. But the worst part of all of that is now we have to drive to Tucson so that we can be at the drag strip in the morning and find out in the real world what these things really do. Man, this is feeling a lot like that pre-Roadkill episode when Finnegan and I drove the blown big block crusher to Arizona, especially the part where it broke down in West Tech's driveway. The Rotson was smoking like a choo-choo train because the little evacuation pump had failed, but all we had to do was wire the thing up a little bit differently and we were all good. And then it broke down again, which was just a loose alternator mount, and finally we hit the road to Tucson Dragway. But we only made it about halfway. We're gonna stop and spend the night in Blythe, California, and hit it again in the morning.
So we got 3.5 hours to Tucson. Think it'll make it?
Oh yeah, eventually. Tuesday.
Okay.
Maybe
Tucson
Wednesday.
Dragway, here we come. That was a record for breakage. See this? Sunk a float. Won't start.
Oh,
So hit it with a rock or actually take the air cleaner off.
that's really hard to get off that air cleaner.
Got a rock?
You got tools in the trunk, we could hit it with a hammer or something.
This is a flashback to the very first episode of Roadkill where I was smashing on that Pontiac Catalina carburetor in the middle of nowhere. This is maybe a little more high-end than that. Okay, I think we're there. So this thing has developed a pretty good shake. I can't tell if it's the road or the Impala. Whoa!
I'm not getting anywhere near that.
That is bad.
Dude, imagine if you had been on the drag strip.
Oh, I know.
When we were broken down on the side of the road, a fan stopped by and he immediately hooked us up with a cool alignment shop who was gonna save the day. Next up, the Impala started idling really badly and I looked into it and it turned out that it had blown out the gasket in between the supercharger and the intake manifold. We ended up in the hotel parking lot at night and had to pull the entire blower off the engine to fix the gasket with gaff tape. And that sets us up perfectly for tomorrow when we're finally gonna race these things at Tucson Dragway.
We're at Tucson Dragway, where we were supposed to be yesterday and completely didn't make it, but they were very cool. They opened up this morning at 6:30 right now. We can run till 9:30.
That's not bad. 3 hours.
I'm legit stoked on this. You know what? The whole keeping the secret from each other has been like the greatest thing to me because it's like I'm driving down the road, like watching your car. You haven't been romping on it as much as you normally would.
I've sandbagged, I will admit.
Oh, you've been sandbagging?
I have been sandbagging.
I figured that you were just saving it.
I was.
I have a suspicion of something I think might be wrong with it.
It was a sandbag / save trip for me.
Okay.
Let me show you something.
Oh, that is bad.
Yeah, that should not happen.
And you're gonna put drag radials on this?
That there, I believe, has come unbolted, which has happened to us before, even though we've Loctited it before.
Uh-huh.
You may be going solo today. I'm gonna take it apart with whatever tools I can find around here, but...
So we drove all the way here knowing you weren't gonna be able to run it?
No, this started last night.
Oh, okay.
No, we drove all the way here with me knowing something else that I'm not gonna tell you yet, just in case I can fix this.
Well, can I guess the something else?
Sure.
I think you don't have third gear.
Oh no, I have third gear.
Do you have second gear?
I have all the gears.
I assumed from watching you drive the thing around that you had broken third gear on the dyno.
No.
I really did. So you're not gonna tell me the other one?
No, not yet. Because you don't know if it's good or bad, the thing I'm holding back. And I'd like to keep holding that back. This is gonna be interesting.
We're about to find out half the information I'm dying to know. Weight and horsepower.
Would you wager I weigh half as much
Nope. I'm going to guess that the Impala's 4,300 pounds, and I'm going to guess that your junk is 2,500 pounds.
You out of the car, the Impala is 4,600 pounds, and Rotson is 2,700.
Okay, so you said 4,600, I said 4,200. Ready to pull it on?
Yeah. 4,168 pounds.
So I was only off by 30 pounds.
That's way lighter than I thought it would be for a blown motor in a land yacht.
Yep.
Wow.
And the Rotson is, are you going to be really annoyed that I guessed both cars dead nuts? 2566.
Wow. Good for me. Lighter than I thought it was going to be.
Now, if you could only take it down the drag strip, it'd be really impressive.
Yeah.
So the Impala is making 460 horsepower at the rear wheels, which is so lame, and 510 plus pound-feet of torque. Is that enough to overcome the 1,700 pound weight difference, even knowing that this thing has way more area under the curve? I don't think so. But now I've got to get into Finnegan's head and wonder what he's thinking about my program and what his strategy is. He always accuses me of like cheating and being devious and stuff like that. And he knows that I threw a smaller pulley on the thing. He probably thinks that I pushed this to its limit. And he thinks that engine made 500 horsepower to the tire and the crusher, which it did. What he's not counting on is that blower being completely wasted. I hope that his strategy is to go as hard as he can, thinking I'm making a ton of power, because that'll make the Rotson either break or lose traction.
Well, so far so good. Not totally wadded up. I might get to race. And the race is going to be interesting because now I know Dave's car weighs roughly 4,200 pounds. And that engine, when it was in the Crusher Camaro, made about 525 horsepower to the tires, and I'm 1,500 pounds lighter, which means this should accelerate harder. But the problem with this car is because it has an independent rear suspension and weak axles, I can't hole shot this thing with a lot of horsepower. Otherwise, if the tires grip, it's just going to destroy the stub axles on this thing. So, does my light weight make up for the fact that I can't leave with max power? Yes. Yes, I think I win. If I can fix this and go racing.
Were there supposed to be nuts on the back side of those? Yeah, they have nuts on the back and they're missing. That's all it is. You didn't need to take that apart.
Oh, that's good news.
Yeah. We have about an hour left of track time. They've got another event that's coming in here. We got to be gone. I don't know if Finnegan's going to get that thing fixed or not. This has been the most ridiculously difficult slick installation ever. With that little eeny-meeny jack, and the slick won't fit without dropping the rear end, so I had to take the shock off. It's just like one thing after another. You know what the good news is about Tucson Dragway? They know us. This surprises them not in the least, and they're super cool. They've got another event going on here, actual points meet, but they're gonna let us try and run in between rounds. And so the pressure's off, but we're probably only gonna get one, maybe two passes. Good news, we just figured out how to put a CB joint back together after we dropped all the ball bearings out of it.
You can go buy a Honda now.
Yeah, no.
The games of smoke and mirrors are over, and it's time for tire smoke. It's the Rotson versus the Impala. the turbo small block Ford versus the blown big block Chevy, and Freiburger versus Finnegan.
Wow, this thing left way harder than I thought it would. Wowee! Unfortunately, it doesn't pull that good going down the track.
Woo! Apparently the weak point is not the rear end, it's the charge tube, because it just blew it completely apart.
Well, that felt real solid on the launch, and I thought weak going down the track. It wasn't RPMing as fast as I wanted it to. And of course, now it's hot. And we're gonna go again because something was wrong with the Datsun. But at least the Impala scored a first victory.
I guess plastic tubing with no bead at the end of it is no match for 6 pounds of boost. It's gonna be one of those days for the Datsun. Still the best day at work ever.
This thing's fast for complete garbage.
Well, that was over fast. I think it either broke the input shaft on the trans or it broke something in the driveline, because all I heard was bang and it stopped moving, and you can push the car with it in gear, so that's never good. Datsun has let us down again.
Impala wins! Basically because Finnegan broke. I knew it was my only chance, especially when we found out each other's power numbers. This is crazy. The Datsun at 6 pounds of boost made 493 pound-feet and 429 horsepower to the wheels, and it only weighs 2,500 pounds. Meanwhile, the Impala only made 460 horsepower. But you know what? 1185 out of that barge, I'm declaring a win, even if he did break. Oh, and that thing that Finnegan was holding back on me, it turns out he did the math, and that Subaru rear end that we've got in the Datsun, it has a 390-to-1 gear ratio in it. And he knew he was never gonna have the RPM out of that engine to actually run that full half-mile drag race. So basically, even if he hadn't broke, the Impala would have won anyway. You know why I like this episode? It's because I had this queasy feeling about the prior episode where the Datsun was all put together with its Turbo 5.0 and didn't break. The Datsun is the car that never fails to fail, so we had to give it another opportunity, and sure enough, it broke the transmission in half. But what really makes me happy is that I had a chance to improve the Impala. Because honestly, we had butchered that thing together when we did the show with Mighty Car Mods and made them drive it. Now, it's a little bit less butchered, and it runs 1185 while pulling a little tiny wheelie on bone stock suspension and slicks. To me, that is a rockin' roadkill car, and we're gonna leave that thing sitting around. As we do with all of our cars, like the Datsun, like the Impala, they always come back to race another day. And you'll see that on future episodes of Roadkill.
Nobody will love you the way I do, Datsun.
Support companies that support Roadkill. Buy your speed parts at jegs.com.
You think they'll use any of this footage while we're talking and eating?
Sure, why not?
Uh-oh.
never believed in fate before, but then you walked through that open door. One smile and the world stood still, like time bent just to match our will. You didn't say much, didn't have to try, but your eyes told every reason why. Now every breath, every step I take feels like a promise I can't fake. Heaven knows what you mean to me. You're the light in everything I see. If there's a plan written in the skies, it starts and ends with you and I. Through every storm, through highs and lows, wherever you are, my heart goes. It's more than love, it's what life chose, and only heaven knows. I've loved and lost, I felt the fall, but nothing's ever felt like this at all. You're the calm when my thoughts run wild. You're the laugh that brings back the child. You make me wanna be brand new, like every version leads to you. If soulmates are more than just a name, then I swear we're made the same. Heaven knows what you mean to me. You're the song in every melody. If there's a reason stars align, it's just to bring your heart to mine. No need to ask, no need to show. It's written deep, it's written slow. A love like this, the angels know. It's true, 'cause heaven knows. And if we ever drift apart, I'd find you in the dark. Across lifetimes, through every time, I'd still choose you every time. Heaven knows, and so do I. This love was born to never die. In this life or the next, I'll stay right beside you all the way. So if you ask, just trust the glow. It's not a guess, it's how love grows. I don't need proof, I don't need shows. It's deep inside, heaven knows. Yeah, only heaven knows. But my heart always knew too.
This time on Roadkill, it's a nitrous on my Super Bee.
Yeah, and we're rebuilding the Hemi in Blasphemy.
Over and over and over again. And we're both racing to win at Roadkill night.
This is going to be the Freiburger versus Finnegan all Hemi showdown. That's because we both own cars that are powered by the legendary Mopar 426 Hemi. But mine is a 484 and his is 535 cubic inches. My car is a 1970 Dodge Super Bee that I've owned since I was 15 years old. In addition to that all-iron Hemi, I've got a Gearstar 727 transmission, a Gear Vendor's overdrive, and 373s in the Dana 60 from Strange out back, and the car weighs about 4,000 pounds. That means I probably don't stand a chance against Blasphemy, which is Finnegan's Gasser 55 Chevy with that 535 supercharged EFI Hemi. It's got an American powertrain T56 in it and 430 gears out back, and that car only weighs about 3,100 pounds. So essentially, I stand no chance, right? Well, that's what we're here to find out, because I'm going to stuff my car with nitrous for the first time. After we test both of our cars at the track, we're going to be heading to our biggest event, Roadkill Nights in Pontiac, Michigan, powered by Dodge. This is the deal where we shut down Woodward Avenue for street racing, and Finnegan and I are going to go heads up.
So we're here at Mile and Dragway, ready to do our test shots before Roadkill Nights, where we're going to go race each other. The 55 with the Hemi in it versus the Super Bee with the Hemi in it. Both of us are really stoked on this, and we actually prepared. We've both been working on our cars, but we both went to load them on the trailer. Mine developed a misfire problem that comes and goes, and his apparently has a bunch of water in the oil.
It's probably puked the head gasket and has filled the engine full of water and made chocolate milk.
And so this has already gone roadkill and we haven't even been down the track yet. But I think I'm gonna take that bullet. I'm gonna go first and find out just how bad my car is so we can decide what we're gonna work on first.
.67 at 117. That's not a bad pass for that car.
My hope today is to get into the 10s on nitrous. That's never gonna happen naturally aspirated. 1167?
Yeah, that looked pretty good.
Pretty much what's expected. That's
I didn't
good.
hear anything.
No, it ran fine.
Cool.
It's just slow. But the problem is the steering wheel's not straight and the tack stopped working, so I was going off the EFI screen and I couldn't see the tack on it. So I was just shifting blind. So I think I'd like to go one more time just to make sure everything's good, and then I'm okay going with my nitrous or helping you or whatever needs to happen.
Nice. All right. That's the quickest it's ever gone. 11:53 at 118. This isn't roadkill at all. 2 passes in a row all the way down the drag strip with no fire. Wow.
So I'm pretty stoked with that. That is the quickest this car's ever run with this camshaft and rear end combination. But the thing is, I shift into third just before the lights. The car doesn't have enough gear in it. It would like to have like a 410 or something, or maybe even a 456, and it's got a 373. But when we put the nitrous on it, that's gonna solve that problem. And because I'm all excited to do that, we're gonna skip starting to work on Finnegan's car. We're going straight to the nitrous right now, because we'd be much better off having my car broken and his car broken at the same time. I had the whole car actually set up for nitrous. I've just never run it because the car never really ran right before, and I was worried about putting nitrous on something that had a misfire problem. But now I've got that dialed in with the new ignition box, so I can finally use the stuff that's been on the car for like 4 years. All right, now that we have the nitrous actually functional, we're ready to open the bottle for the first time, which I'll do with the engine running to make sure the nitrous solenoid doesn't leak. And then I'll be ready to make a nitrous pass.
First nitrous hit. Oh, that looks faster. Oh, here we go. Okay, it's trucking.
Okay, that was a lot faster. 12.8 to 1 all the way down the track. Perfect.
You just ran 10:53 at a $128.
Quickest pass ever for the car. And I short shifted it. It was 12.8 to 1 the whole way down the track. Well, I achieved my goals. Now the big question is, can we actually get Finnegan's car running?
There was a moment where I thought, oh, we're gonna be all right. It was just a plug wire not plugged in, but then I drained the oil and we've drained out probably 8 or 9 quarts of brownish, milkiest looking substance. So I'm not convinced we haven't lost a head gasket here. So, want to hear it make noise?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
On all 8. What we just saw is a whole bunch of water spraying out of the header collector. And what that means is there's a bunch of water getting into a cylinder somewhere. This is bad. You want to pull the plugs and see if we can spot water on one of them?
Sure.
This is agony of defeat. Yeah, this day is over. So here's the question. We still have this drag strip rented for An hour and 20 minutes. If we start working on this, we're gonna blow all of that. Should I try and make another pass in my car, then we start working on this thing once the track is unrented.
Yeah, let's go be heroes in your car, get some beer, and take this apart tonight.
We got race fuel in it now. I put 2 more degrees of timing in it. And on that last pass, because we were having that difficulty with the controller, I had a little bit of a progressive ramp on the nitrous. Now I've got none. So should go a little bit quicker.
I am getting pumped up. This thing is leaving hard on the nitrous, but unfortunately, it's also spinning the tires and slowing me down. I'm gonna go back and mess with the progressive nitrous controller and try and get that right because I am on the edge of the quickest pass this car has ever made.
And it says 10:43 at 130. Still going the right direction. 130 miles an hour. First time ever for the Super B going 130.
Mr. Freiburger's having a good day.
I am stoked. Awesome day for me. A lot of firsts. Best ET ever at 10:43. Fastest mile an hour ever at 130, and my first wheel stand, both wheels about like this. So I am completely pumped, except for the fact that it is looking like, in fact, there is a blown head gasket or a cracked cylinder wall on Finnegan's car. And so what we're gonna do is come back here first thing tomorrow morning and start sorting through all that. We have 3 days now to get his junk running, and I don't think we're gonna run the Super B again until that happens, or until we realize that there's just no hope. Well, if there was any doubt yesterday as to the problem with Finnegan's Hemi, it was removed when we woke up this morning, drained the oil out of it, and half the engine was full of water. So we're gonna tear the whole thing apart right now, and we're either gonna find a blown head gasket or something far worse than that. So ripping it apart starting now. You ready for the header to come off?
Sure. This is one of my favorite parts of the car, even if, you know, like you said, Ray Charles welded it with his feet.
Are you good?
Yeah. Channeling my inner Tony Angelo.
Yeah. This is really bad. Check it out. There's water and oil in the intake. Not a good sign. Lots of coolant in the lifter valley. Oh, what just happened? Did you drop something down the engine?
I pulled the lifter and the guts of it fell out down into the engine.
Oh!
It made it to the pan.
I can't believe we're taking an oil pan off now.
Because the wheel is still there. How did this is what happened. I lifted it up, it got about this far, and I heard it fall. How does it come out as I'm lifting it up and go down?
It's a solid lifter. Why does it have moving parts? Oh, that just added 4 hours. I have never seen anything like that. Straight up. Oh! I forgot about that.
Got to drain the block. Too late now.
You think so?
Yeah.
It's hitting the firewall.
I think if we get the gasket to sit back down, we can put that down.
So next up, we're gonna have to rotate the engine, move the piston down, and look in that cylinder and see if there's a crack in the block. There.
There it is.
Oh no, really?
And the wall's cracked. When you wipe the coolant off, it just starts spraying back in there.
Oh man, no doubt. The block is broken. Cherry picker?
Yep.
I think the only chance you have is find a machine shop that can put a sleeve in that hole. That's extra bad. Worst case scenario, just been realized.
Now we start calling people that know machine shops that maybe we can beg, borrow,
Copeland.
steal, Please get us in today. Hey, it's Finnegan. Can you call your machine shop, buddy? See if you can sleeve our block ASAP. There's a pinhole in number 7.
I'll try Steve Atwell. This turned out way worse than we thought. We do in fact have a hole in that cylinder. But the good news is that I called a buddy of mine in town, Steve Atwell, and he has a 528 all aluminum short block that all of our parts will bolt to. Finnegan's gonna buy it from him. Meanwhile, I'm working on getting the engine out of the car.
You ready? Yeah. We almost dropped it. We almost dropped the Hemi. If we were anywhere else in the world, this wouldn't happen.
No, that's pure luck.
Literally would not happen anywhere else in the world.
Everybody watching the show is gonna be like, okay, let me get this straight. You made one phone call and a buddy sold you a aluminum 528 short block.
Yeah.
Sure.
Only in Michigan.
I know.
Right? This doesn't feel real. Some alternate universe where all aluminum heavies just come out of nowhere with one phone call. I could live in this universe. I could be happy here.
Well, it turns out the drag strip wants to have an actual event here in a couple of hours, and so it's going to be really loud and a lot of people and stuff, so we're going to push the car instead down in front of the concessions area.
It's going to be closer to the tacos and beer. It's fine.
Okay.
That's why car guys don't have to go to the gym.
Pushing cars.
Pushing cars.
There we go. Ta-da!
So this is a bronze bushing from American Powertrain. It adapts the rear of the Hemi crankshaft to a 4th gen Camaro pilot bearing, and our puller will not pull this out. And the old trick is to put grease in there, drive a piece of bar stock in, the grease hits the back of the bearing and forces it out. We don't have any grease. I'm gonna try bar soap. Irish Spring for my peeps. I got a socket. Look at that. You know that wouldn't have worked with Dove. Oh, it's beautiful.
The day's winding down here. They're gonna throw us out of here in 2 hours. We've got this Hemi pretty much stripped, so we're gonna get as far as we can, taking parts and cleaning them up and moving them onto the aluminum block. And then first thing in the morning, we'll be throwing the new engine in. Happy morning! I am enjoying assembling this thing on a picnic bench as much as I'm gonna enjoy watching it go $9.99 first thing tomorrow morning. Don't you think this is like one of the best times we've had in a long time?
There's no place I'd rather be. The only way this gets any better is if I had beer in my hands right now.
Yep. You didn't even bring up Dancing Girls, so I know you're having a good time.
I think I've retired the Dancing Girls.
No one puts together all aluminum Hemis on a picnic bench. That's what makes me great right now. Good. We got the bottom end all wrapped up so we can flip the thing over now. We're gonna put the clutch on and then we're gonna throw it in the car and do all the rest of the items later, right?
We're getting close.
I know.
I now announce you husband and wife.
Ruh-roh. Do you see what I see? Real bad. Okay, we just hit a major fail. The studs that go through the lifter valley, the boss is longer on the aluminum block and the stud doesn't stick out, so we can't get a nut on it. Did you notice how high we were and how far we fell?
I don't mind not sleeping. I don't, but this is, that's big.
That stops everything.
Yeah.
I'm putting in the distributor drive gear and realizing, wow, this cam has a whole lot of monkey motion in it. Realize the roller cam needs a cam button that controls fore and aft thrust, and this new setup doesn't have one, so it's all coming back apart. Boy, does that suck. Okay, stop. Yes, in. Yep, there we go. Woo! That was a hassle.
Look what I got, bolts. These are awesome. We can now take the heads off, except we can't take the heads off because we don't have the front motor plate on. And the front motor plate's not on because we don't have the timing cover on, and the timing cover's not on because we're missing the cam bushing, which is still 2 hours away from getting here. So we're gonna put wood under the oil pan, get the hoist out here, take the heads off, put the bolts in, put the heads back on. Maybe by then we'll have the other pieces we need to finish the front of the motor. And then, I don't know, spend the rest of the night putting it back together, making it run. Dude, this is happening.
I know.
All of the hurdles.
Don't. What?
All of the hurdles we've had have been challenging.
Quit it.
I didn't say we've overcome them all. I just said they were challenging.
They were. Well, it's daytime now. Last time I saw you, it was night, and we were at the drag strip, and we were going to work all night long until the track needed to close and told us to move, and it took us an hour and a half to do that. And then we pooped out, and we woke up at 5 o'clock this morning and started wrenching again, and overcame a whole bunch of obstacles like what?
Broken bolts, missing bolts, bolts that we just didn't have. I mean, there were a lot of potential calamities that we have overcome today. And now we're to the point where we're putting the gas to putting the intake, putting the blower on, like the fun part.
And then we will race it, and it will go $9.99, and all will be well with the world. Boink. That's what you needed. Oh man, this feels like we finally accomplished something. It's been back and forth for like 24 hours. Ow.
All right.
That hurt. It's installed though. That's all that matters to me right now. Oh, that looks much better.
Feels better too.
This is so 3 days ago.
It has been a thrash today, and I'm kind of at my wit's end. I just want this thing to run. But it turns out the problem was simple. The throttle blades were shut all the way. Turns out the adjustment on the idle just tweaked itself a little bit and kept the thing from running.
I know what it is.
What?
It's not getting any air.
Because
the throttle blades are shut. This will just make it idle really fast, and then we'll idle it back down once we get it figured out.
So you're saying this is our moment?
Oh, I think we're close to it.
I believe nothing.
You know, the problem is it's EFI, so you don't ever like pump the gas to get it started, but if the throttle blades are shut completely, it won't run.
I would so like to have that feeling of overwhelming joy that, you know, that, yeah!
I knew, it's running, dude. Let's put a radiator on it and time it and actually run it. This is...
Okay, there you have it. The junk runs. You can't be serious.
Brake fluid, dude.
This is a definite because roadkill moment. He steps on the clutch isn't disengaging, it won't go in gear. Great. You know, people are thrill seekers. We're agony seekers. We like to just go on that roller coaster of, it runs, it won't drive, it's fixed, it's not fast, no, it's fast, then it broke.
The only possibility is a clutch disc is backwards.
So we got in the car to try and just drive around the parking lot, and the clutch won't disengage, and it looks a whole lot like one of the discs in the triple disc clutch is installed backwards. So we're gonna be pulling the transmission out of the car right now. Right here? Yeah. That's a bummer.
Yeah. It could be worse. We could be on fire.
So the curved side of that spring is touching the pressure plate like this, right? Not the dig in side?
Should be the dig in side.
It's backwards.
It's like 10 o'clock. We pulled the trans out of the car. It turns out I installed one of the 3 Mantic clutch discs backwards, and that was the problem. We fixed the clutch. Now we're trying to stab the trans back in. Sprinklers turned on here. That was great. I'm now wet, sweaty, homeless looking, and about to drive into a rainstorm on slick tires. It's gonna be a good night.
So that was a thrash, but finally we made it to Roadkill Nights, powered by Dodge. This event is enormous and super bitchin'. Basically, we shut down M1 Concourse in Pontiac, Michigan, and Woodward Avenue right out front. We've got drag racing on the street, a huge car show, and Dodge thrill rides where they put people in brand new Vipers and Hellcats and take them for the ride of their life, sideways with tires smoking. Dodge also set up this really cool celebrity showdown in brand new SRT Charger and Challenger Hellcats. It was going to be a bunch of hosts from Motor Trend and a couple of heroes from the NHRA. We had Top Fuel driver Leah Pritchett and funny car driver Matt Hagan. In the final, it ended up being Tony Angelo versus Matt Hagan. But it rained out, and so those guys were able to split Dodge's $10,000 prize that was going to be awarded to their favorite charity. Now it's down to me and Finnegan. We still have some wrenching to do before we can go head-to-head on Woodward Avenue.
So last night, we're ready to go. We fixed the trans, the engine runs. Right before we go to take off, we decided to check, the water level in the radiator, and this is what we found. Milkshake in a radiator. How do you even get motor oil in your radiator? I've never seen this, but that's a problem. And my guess is that the head gasket didn't fully seat, and we need to retorque our cylinder head, drop the fluids again, and I think it will be fixed, but even if it's not, I'm still racing.
So I'm pretty stoked we're actually going to race. I'm going to put some spark plugs in this thing and heat up a nitrous bottle, and that's probably just about it. I'm good to go.
Well, here's what we're thinking. The cylinder head on this side is not actually sitting flush on the block, so no amount of torquing the studs is going to compress the gasket and seal it. And we had thought maybe we'll just run it without water for one pass, but if there's a gap between the head and the block, it could just turn it into a blowtorch and burn the block and the head, ruining everything. So under normal circumstances, Freiburger and I would not even attempt to R&R a cylinder head off of this thing right now at this event. There just isn't time. But Dulcich is here, Tony's here, Lucky's here. I've never been surrounded by this many qualified wrenches, so I see no reason why we can't fix this. So we're going to.
We need the smoking gun. So we think we found the problem. Probably the valley studs were not tight enough, because see how the gasket is transferred here and not here? And if you look at the gasket itself, you can tell that it is embossed like all of the passages on one side, but not on the other. So basically, we're going to have Tony gorilla the valley studs and solve it. I may have.
Oh! Did I hit you?
I need a towel.
Yeah, you do. That was like the worst injury we've ever had on Roadkill. Tony was tightening one of those bolts and it slipped. He punched Finnegan with the jack handle right in the eye and cut him open. But he's taking it well. As a matter of fact, he doesn't even want to stop. He's still lashing valves while dripping blood on his header.
Valves are lashed.
Unfortunately, we've got responsibilities at Roadkill Nights other than wrenching. We needed to split and go sign autographs for a whole bunch of fans, which is super cool, but it meant that we needed to leave Dulcich and David Newbern behind to wrap up the blasphemy for us.
So there's no water in it all. Are we running it without water right now? Is that the plan?
I think we gotta know.
That's put water in and then we'll flush it. We got water. It's dirty hand water, right?
Ready? You want me to just take out the oil pan drain plug so this can go straight to the ground?
I hate you. I hate you.
Is it the moment of truth?
It's gonna work.
It's gonna be perfect.
You ready?
Yes. I think we're good to go.
Dude, it's fixed.
It's fixed. Woo! Woo!
Let's go racing. Thank God.
Here's the list of excuses. We just put the motor back together for like the 3rd time. I have to race now. I have about 100 feet of alley that I can use to test my clutch, and that's it. I'm just going cold.
This is Roadkill ridiculous. Well, the clutch works. That was the last thing that we needed to know. We just changed the oil again, looked at it, it looks flawless, and he's gonna go break it in by driving it around the pits here for like, I don't know, 300 yards, and then it's gonna be wide open throttle racing.
First test was pretty good. The clutch works. The brakes are mushy now, which is strange. And when I tried to use the line lock, it melted. So I think the wire for the line lock might have got pinched in the bolts for the trans tunnel cover last night when we fixed the clutch in the dark.
Boy, we're having to work for this.
Dude, seriously, I have no idea what this wire goes to, but it's tagged into the line lock button. Let's put the battery on and test the line lock again.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Go. No.
Okay, hold on. Nothing?
It's not doing anything.
Yeah, the line lock is dead. Whatever was going into it grounded out and melted, which means whatever this is going to, the fuse is blown. Heart's beating. Car's not right, but we're racing anyway.
Man, there's a lot of people here. We've been waiting on this for a long time. This is Roadkill Nights, biggest event we do every year. Last year we had 33,000 people. It's gotta be about the same this time. Okay. This is only what we've been waiting for like a year plus. Finally get a chance to run our own cars at our own event. Never raced on an organized street like this before with like cones and lights and guardrails and McDonald's. Right there is a sign that says South Business 24, South 75. We're on Woodward Avenue. Street racing, I hope.
Maybe behind this.
Hey, here we go. Burnout time. Putting on a show. All right, good burnout. I spun the tires pretty hard. He also treed me pretty bad. And I lost oil pressure decelerating. Okay, I'm not gonna be able to hit it with too much nitrous. I think he had a problem. Everything okay?
Yeah, I think it's fine. It just goes left.
Oh, why'd you lift?
Because I was going to hit the wall.
Oh, okay. I figured out it's a pro tree, not a sportsman. I should probably go now.
Well, there's professionals here.
I know. Yeah, it's embarrassing, isn't it? So, I guess I'll turn my nitrous bottle on now.
Okay.
Did something just fall off? Blower belt fell.
Oh, is it shredded?
No, but we thought we had a death rattle, and it was just the pulley moving.
Oh, good.
I was sitting there going, no.
Oh, good. So is it going to be handled?
Yeah, they're running to go get the wrench right now.
and then came back. Oh, that was pretty good. I got so sideways I had to get out of the nitrous for a second. I had him. Yeah! Oh, that was fun. I'm just glad his car's in one piece. That was awesome. That was a street race.
Wow.
That was full on, dude.
Wow.
How come you lifted?
I didn't lift.
Oh, really?
I missed third and put it in fifth.
Oh,
You were done.
bummer.
You were done.
You were freight training me because,
Okay.
I mean, let's just go for the play-by-play.
You treed me?
I was so sideways I had to get off the button and back on it, and then you drove past me, but then you fell on the face and I took the win.
You treed me and I was like, uh-oh. And then I drove past you. I was like, I got this. Fifth gear.
That was so street race. I loved it.
And it still runs.
And they both still run.
Still run.
And look at the crowd.
That's bigger than last year.
And
that's really hot.
This is Roadkill Nights. We raced our own cars, and in a certain way,
Roadkill
we
win.
both won.
Roadkill won something here. Finally.
That's a BAM.
I love this episode, and not only because I got my car to run quicker than ever, but because I had a great time rebuilding a Hemi on a picnic bench on Finnegan's 55. It felt just like hot rodding in the 60s. And then we got to go street racing at our epic event, Roadkill Nights in Pontiac, Michigan, in front of 40,000 people. And we went racing, and I won. That's not really the point, but yes it is, I won. And that's important because after we wrapped filming, Finnegan finally got Blast Me to run in the 940s. Will I ever make my car that quick? Will we ever go head-to-head again? If we do, you'll see it on a future episode of Roadkill. Support companies that support Roadkill. Buy your speed parts at jegs.com.
Oh no, we made a bunch of mistakes over and over and again. We had to, because it's Roadkill Nights powered by Dodge with the Hemi on Hemi shootout. That was perfect.